When doing repair work or crafting a new item from leather, hand stitching will always add beauty and quality to your work. The basic hand stitching kit will supply everything you need to do a professional stitching job. This set includes a stitching groover, an overstitch wheel for marking the stitches, an awl for stabbing the holes, 10 harness needles, 25 yards of waxed thread, and an instruction sheet. Step 1 in making a professional stitch is to use the stitching groover, and we'll use it by placing it right on the edge of where we're going to stitch. We'll tip it up slightly and then pull it, and as you see, the blade will cut a groove right in the edge of our leather to the width that we'd like to have it. The next step is to lightly dampen the leather, making sure we get water down in the groove, and then we'll set it aside for a few moments until the leather begins to return to its natural color. After our leather begins to return to its natural color, we can use the overstitch wheel, and we will very carefully run it down the groove and mark for the stitches. Threading the needle is quite easy. Just push the thread through the eye of the needle, bring it back to where you leave some excess, as you can see, and then we'll twist the thread so that it comes apart, and after it comes apart, we will pass the needle through the strands of the thread, as you can see, and we'll pull it down over the edge. Now we will pull that up until it's right near the eye, and now our needle is locked onto the thread. This will be very helpful when you do your stitching. Next, we will punch our holes with the awl. Now, please note that as I have my blade flat, I'll turn it about a 45-degree angle so that as we stab our hole, we will do it at an angle, as you'll see in the instructions, to make for a very strong, very secure stitch. Please note that as I remove the blade, I hold my thumb and pull it out. This is better than trying to wiggle it. Don't be tempted to wiggle it. We will begin our stitching by passing our needle through the hole, as you can see, and then we will pull it up so that we have an even amount of thread on each end. And then we will push the next needle, or push it down one stitch, then we will come back through that same hole in the other direction. Then we will pull it up tight. And we will continue this all the way around our project. To make a splice, we cut off the threads to about 1.5 inches. Then we'll tie a little overhand knot, mainly to get the threads out of our way. I have prepared another thread, and then I will go back 2 stitches, and I will begin stitching. And we'll do it just the way we did when we started. We even up the two ends. We'll go to the next hole. Now it'll be a little more difficult because there's more threads going through the same holes. We'll go through the next hole the same way. We'll come back through, and then we will continue stitching. And after we get several stitches past, then we can undo our overhand knot right here, and with a sharp knife or our shears, we'll cut off these ends real close. And now we can continue stitching. When we get back to where we started, we just continue stitching past several holes, as you see me doing here. And then we take a sharp knife or a shears if you want, and cut the ends off real short. And that's all there is to some really good quality stitching.